What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode in the Unleash Potential podcast. I'm your host alongside Mr. Jabbar and Mr. Almi. We're a little light today. Two down. Ahmed Hassan and Guled couldn't make it. Presumably they were at the United game last night. Had a big night and couldn't make it.
You
but
going on the Wednesday?
No, I actually didn't get any tickets.
Wow.
To be honest, I'm not really big of a fan enough to go and I much prefer watching it on the TV. You get the replays, the commentary, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's different when you I got the
vibe
tickets
and everything. Yeah,
I got the tickets for the training and everything, but I had work, so I couldn't go.
Fair enough.
And I was like hoping that it wouldn't be that great, but then you see everyone snaps.
Yeah,
and you're like,
and the environment, the vibe.
Yeah.
It
looked like quality, bro.
Yeah, it looked good. And seeing like all the players that you normally watch throughout the TV throughout the year, playing in front of you live. But how's your week been, man? Mine's been pretty steady.
How you been, man?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Week's good,
I haven't
bro.
seen you in a while, man. Normally I see you throughout the week.
Yeah, man's been busy, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
Alhamdulillah, man. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, busy is good.
Yeah.
Still working hard?
Yeah.
As
Every day,
always.
bro.
Man, if the listeners and the followers learn anything about us from our personal life, one thing about you is your strong work ethic. Always going to work.
Always at work.
Cutting corners, but still strong work ethic. We're not gonna expose that side too much, but like, mashallah, these guys always cranking. Like, no matter how late of a night you have, you actually get up and go to work, which is something I don't do, to be honest.
You don't get up.
I just don't get up. That's the thing. I mean, if I don't get up, I just call up. But what about you, man? How's your week been?
Yeah, like I said, just work has been short, so I've been literally just working.
Fair enough. It's
just that time of the year where the hospital's like a little quiet. Plus, we're short on staff.
Yeah.
So everyone's on holiday.
Yeah.
So too many people took holiday. So now I'm stuck working. But other than that, it's been a good week. Like, it's winter here, but it's been sunny all week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sunny the next week.
What's weather like now? What,
It's
in the mid-20s?
Yeah, it's close to almost mid-20s.
During the day.
Today's like 20. Right now it's 21.
Yeah, there you go. And that's supposed to be our winter. It's I've got my cousin over here from Sweden staying with me for about a month, and this guy came out one day and he's like, are you sure winter started here? He's like, your winter is warmer than our summer.
That's crazy.
And it is like summer over there, it's like what, 18 degrees, 17 degrees. These guys are in outdoor swimming pools, like having barbecues outside.
Look, it's 21 degrees. We're still wearing jumpers and
there
stuff.
You go.
Indoors,
it's cold for us, bro.
Yeah, that's indoors.
It is. But their summer is 18 degrees. You know what I mean?
It's weird here because I had like the aircon when I was driving here, but then I got the jumper inside.
Yeah. Now because of the sun and
the way the houses are.
all the other factors. But let's get right into today's topic, man.
Let's do this.
It's a topic that I know between us boys we can sort of relate to. Having healthy competition, healthy competitiveness, and not sort of motivating and pushing each other in a healthy way to grow. I think it's a key aspect that you need to have if you want to grow as a person, especially amongst your friends. Like, sometimes it can get ridiculous, I know, but the thing is having healthy competition for the right things in the right manner. You know what I mean? So like
but like the way I see it is like you say healthy. A lot of the times, yes, it might not be healthy, but that's the way you learn.
True.
You know what I mean? When you're younger and you're going at it with the other kids and you're learning and you're competing, whatever it is, you might argue, you might step over some lines, but that's how we were, because that's how we knew where the line was. I knew not to cross you or not to do this to you because I've been past that line, because we were competing with each other.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, I can compete with him this way, not this way, because you know what I mean? But nowadays, it's kind of like, no, you're supposed to know everything about that guy without knowing that person, you know, like respect his boundaries. I'm like, okay, but what's his boundaries? You know? Like back then competing was like the best way to find out like what it really meant, like pushing yourself. Like we competed with back in high school and primary school, because I went to high school and primary school with both of you guys. We competed with everything except schoolwork.
That's true.
Everything.
That is true.
I'm not even joking. Everything except
anything.
100%.
We would just go into class. We would race each other. We would, like, you know what I mean? Like, when we would do anything, it would be
not that I condone this, but we'd challenge each other to skip school too.
Oh yeah.
Jump the fence. You get caught. Except, like you said, schoolwork. So imagine if we actually did compete in schoolwork and get our homework done on time.
Yeah, but we competed with like our parents because our parents are like, you got to get this done or get this grade, and that's what we competed with. Like,
True. But when you hear healthy competitiveness or that term, how does what does that mean to you? And
Healthy competitiveness.
Yes, especially amongst either your friends, your families.
It's I see it two ways. It's either competing with each other to get to the level you both like. Say with us mates, competing with each other to the level where you both want to achieve, and at the same time, it's to push each other.
Yeah,
I see this guy doing. I say, oh, whoa, I better wake up. Jabbar's getting to the destination a lot faster than me. He's my good mate. I get motivated, so I work even harder. Yeah. And we reach the level at the same time, you know what I mean?
See, that is a good point. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean that me and you agreed to have that competition or that competitiveness to reach a goal. Like sometimes it can just be having friends that are better than you in certain ways, and then you try to compete with that.
Yeah.
To a certain degree without comparing yourself and being like, why does this person have that? But like you said, push yourself with a drive to get better.
When we were younger, it was more open about it. Like, if I wanted to compete with you, even if I saw you doing something better than, and I'm like, I think I can do that.
I'll come up to you. I want to do better.
Nowadays, when we're adults, it's more of like you're looking and lurking, like people on Instagram, people on social media, they're looking and then they try to imitate, which is kind of dangerous sometimes because, especially with the social media world, because you could post something up on Instagram that's amazing and I can look at him and go, oh, he's doing that. I got to be like him. But if I came up to you, you would have been like, nah, it was like this cheap little place around the corner, we got a good deal.
Or this is what I've done and you don't really need to push yourself that way. You know
what I mean? You're doing it the wrong way, but because remember how much time we did that as a kid? Like, no, do it this way. No, you're doing it wrong. You learn so much more, but being upfront about it. But now, like the competition now as well is also with yourself, because sometimes it will like we talk about being complacent, and when you're complacent, after a while, you look at what you've done for the last while and the fact that you could have achieved more, and then now you're like,
what's the biggest thing people look at? Like some of us leave high school or uni to go into the employment life, right? And then you look at, I've been working the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, what have I done? And that can send you down a very dark spiral. But the other thing with healthy competitiveness, especially amongst adults, is it's not really healthy.
No.
It's like people compete with you while wishing bad upon you.
That's the thing.
Whereas, like you said, when we're young, I'll come up to you, tell you straight, I want to compete with you. We'll have a laugh. It's a good journey. We both get there. And if one of us doesn't get there, it's all right. Whereas now, people
more
wish
cynical.
We're more cynical. And the thing is, if I compete with you, firstly, I'm like, I have to beat him because I should be better, right?
Yeah.
And then if I don't, the other person will look down on you. Like, you couldn't keep up. You didn't get to where it is. You know what I mean?
And then also there's a lot of people that they can't bite that bullet that they might not be that good.
Yeah.
And then so they put it on the other person.
Yeah.
He must be cheating. He must be doing this. That's the biggest one. And then because when you were younger, you did it because doing it was fun.
Yeah.
If I wanted to race you to class, it was kind of like because I wanted to run. Yeah. Hey, now let's just make it some competition.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you did that because you knew he could push you.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play some basketball, if I wanted to do whatever it was, and I enjoyed it, I knew that if I went to Elmi and I said, me and you, let's go at it, there's more enjoyment. Especially me, I like to play basketball, I love sports. When I'm going at it with someone, that's the most enjoyable moments you have.
And there's no sense of judgment between who wins and who loses. Whereas now you challenge somebody to a jog, a basketball game,
a FIFA game,
whatever it is, FIFA game, you lose. There's that sense of judgment. There's that sense of, first of all, the person that lost will feel failure because they've lost in front of their friends or whatever it is. And the friends aren't that supportive enough where it's just like they take their win.
They're rubbing it in.
They take their win and leave. You know what I mean? Whereas as a kid, it's like, okay, I remember us kids, school carnival. You win the race, but you go back and jog with the person that is coming towards the last. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's like you win and you're on the sidelines chucking banter at this person, booing them. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got the phone out.
Even if it is as a joke, it has some sense of truth to it. Whether the person giving it or the person taking it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, a lot of the times it's not malicious because you know that, like, for example, if me and Elmi are competing in basketball and he's trash talking and he's going at it and we're driving each other higher and I win, it's kind of like, okay, now all of that, I get that little enjoyment out of it. But then obviously, Elmi knows that, I know that. Like, we're at that level.
That's because we're friends. Across the board, though, it's different.
Right, because we're friends. But at the end of the day, I did it to compete with myself. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I know competing with him is going to make me better. Yeah. So competing with him has nothing to do with actually him, unless we're friends and it's enjoyment. But it's not really have anything to do with him. It's knowing that, okay, if I can beat him at his best, I'm going to get better. Or if I can beat him, if I can play with him at his best, not even win, I can find out my mistakes and I can get better.
Improve.
But now it's not like that. It's winning gives me the satisfaction. Yeah. Before I'll
not the process and not what you get out of it.
Whether I win or lose, as long as I'm able to compete at the highest level. Because if I'm versing someone that's not going at me, I'm not pushing myself. If I'm able to push myself to the highest level in whatever I'm doing, I know where my faults are, where my weaknesses are, and I know truly where I lie against other people. Now you can move forward. But when it has everything to do with the other person, then you don't get that. Like, I'm going to beat you. Okay, I beat you. I'm better than you. You don't know what
there's a lot of things we can learn from just observing children. Because we were children once upon a time. We had those traits.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of those innocent traits, if we apply it to our daily lives right now, we'd be so much happier. So much better in terms of competition. But that's amongst friends. Should you have, or not should you, but how would you have healthy competitiveness around with your family?
For me, compete with everything. Compete with everything and compete with everyone. That's
Michael
my
Jordan style, huh?
Oh, compete with everyone. Yeah, because think about it. Like, you want to be a better son to your parents, right? Yeah. You wake up and you see your mom cleaning in the morning. Yeah. If you wake up a little earlier and clean it before she does, you're competing with her technically. Yeah. But then how much more would your mom love you or like, you know, enjoy you, appreciate you? And that's what it is. It's like, you don't have to always compete in things that are like, I one up you on it and I'm better than you as. Yeah. It can be, I'm competing to be a better person than you. I'm competing at work to, you know, or whatever it is.
Taking the initiative.
Yeah, and competing doesn't have to always be putting the other person down. I think that's the thing. What it is when people say you compete with all the time, they always think
a winner
and a loser. Yeah. You see what I mean? Yeah. And that's what it is. Because some people don't like to compete because they don't want to be a loser and they're afraid of losing. Some people always want to compete because they want to see themselves as just winners, which is wrong.
But then the time that they take that L, they crash down hard.
Yeah. So like you got to know that, okay, I'm competing to be better, and then when you do that and you apply it to everything in your life, you're always trying to be the best.
So so within your circle of friends, how do you know that there is healthy competition amongst you guys or not?
Well, the way I see it is if we can talk joyfully about that competition.
Yeah.
So if, for example, if we're competing on whatever it is, and then the next time I see you and you tell me about whatever it is that we're competing at, like even if we're not like vocal about it, and my reactions are, oh, you really did it? Or I'm like, oh, you don't have to go so fast. Or relax, take it easy, or whatever it is. And you can see that I'm not really enjoying that. Because some people, like, you see someone get a new job. Yeah. And then their first thing is, oh, take a few days off, relax, or whatever. You know what I mean? They're kind of jealous that person got that job. So they're going to try to put... If you sense any of that, okay, then there's a problem. But if I'm competing with you and you say, okay, let's compete, and I go do something, and then you come and you top me, and I'm actually happy for you... Then you know.
That's healthy.
I'm happy when someone beats me because then it just means that there's another level for you to go.
To get up to, exactly.
And it depends with mates. It's good and bad, bro. Like, it depends, Like, because adults, because you're not as innocent as you were when you were a kid, You might get a better job or better this or better that. You don't know what's going through the other person's mind, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like for me personally, I don't really compete. I live my life.
You compete.
I don't compete. Nah, in sports.
Not in sports, man. What are you trying to say? Bro, listen, you telling me you don't see someone like, and it doesn't mean, like we said, doesn't mean you have to put the other person down. You don't see one of us doing something and then you go, I reckon I can do that.
No,
I'm gonna put something. You come on. How much times were we chilling and then someone is working,
wow,
and you're supposed to be at work and then you looked at it and went, I'm gonna go to work now then. Let's be honest. Come on, I've seen that a few times.
Yeah, you putting me under the bus?
Yeah, we're not putting you under the bus.
I'm running over with that tie. I'm competing.
I'm not putting you under the bus. That one scenario I've seen.
Come on. We're chilling.
Yeah. I can't remember,
and then someone messages you showing them like how much work they're putting in,
Yeah.
right? And they're like, oh, look how much I made working tonight, blah, blah, blah. And then you go,
Oh,
I'm gonna go on.
I feel. That's me there. Then I'm like, I'm saying, man, I didn't put in work. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to kick back, bro.
Come on.
Then I rethink it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
What about going to the gym?
but
I know you get motivated when you see other
Yeah,
people.
obviously. Like,
Yeah. So that's healthy competition right
That's
there.
healthy competition.
Without putting the person down.
I'm talking like, how do you say? How would I put this?
I know what
in?
you mean.
Materialistic things.
Materialistic things, bro.
Yeah.
Like, material.
Like somebody bought new shoes, he's not gonna be
get
like,
a new job,
I'm gonna-
this, that. Like, bro, the thing is, like, especially as Muslims, man, like, you have to say once you see someone doing better than you, and doing like, you know, Allah Mubarak, like, you know, mashallah, tabarakallah, like, you got small things like that, man. Because even myself, right, you might be doing better than me. Then if I don't say, look, like, mashallah, tabarakallah, that means
It can turn negative.
it can turn negative, brother.
It can.
You know what I
But
mean?
the way I see
That's
it is,
that's the flip side of the coin.
yeah, but the
bro.
way I see it is, you say mashallah to the person,
Yeah.
there's no negativity. It's just more of, because if I know you, Ohms, I don't know what you can do, and you've achieved something. I'm like, bro, that's my brother. Like obviously, I'm happy that he made it. There's no fault there, but I'm saying if my brother that I know can do that, can't I do that?
Yes,
You know,
but
that's that competition.
Yes.
But what he's saying is, I get, like, because there's certain people, like, obviously you have your friends. I don't compete with you with everything.
Yeah.
And I don't compete with you with it. I might compete with you in a certain things. And
Exactly.
you know
Depends
what I mean?
on what it is that other people do.
And the person, because there's
Yeah.
some people out there, like you said, that can't handle the competition. Because I know people out there that we don't compete.
Yeah.
Like, we're friends, we hang out, we do all that time,
Yeah.
and we don't compete. It's just because they don't like it.
Not only that. Like there are some people where, like, you just don't tell them some of the things that you do because they're just that cynical, that narrow-minded. Where
I'm not even cynical or narrow-minded. They just get too hurt about it.
that's what I'm saying. They get hurt, and then that hurt turns into one for them, like self-doubt, leading themselves down a very negative spiral, and then not only that, but resentment towards you. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to get to right now. Like, if you're competing with people, or even not competing, but like you see people around you, instead of resenting the person or hating them for getting somewhere, build that love that, yo, I can do this too. If he can do it, then I can do it. If she can do it, then I can do it. Instead of, why is it her and I can't do it? Or why is it him and I can't do it? You know what I mean? Like, that's, because that they can trap you from your own potential.
It does.
You know what I mean? Like, right now, if Alvin went and bought a new car, right, I probably came into Alvin's life at the stage where he just bought a new car. I don't know the 10 years of work that he's put in, or the 5 years of work that he's put in. You know what I mean? So don't think that.
Well, it's not even that. Elmi could have bought a new car, but he might need the car for work.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that car's making him money. Now you
Exactly.
go buy a flashy car. They're just sitting in your driveway, and you just wasted a bunch of money.
Exactly.
So when you're competing, you always got to know what you're competing.
Exactly.
You know?
Know what you're competing, and know that whatever this person's achieved, like, know the work behind it.
But that's
you-
what
if
you're
you-
truly competing with. Like, because a lot of people, when they see someone do something, like, for example, Elmi might get something. I'm competing with him. I might put twice as much work as it and not get that. But at the end of the day, it didn't
person
matter.
you become.
Didn't
Exactly.
matter. Like, because at the where I am at now is twice as good as where I was before.
But I know people, and a lot of us might be guilty of it. Alvin buys a watch, right? Instead of working towards that watch, I'm like, yo, how come I can't afford a watch right now?
Yeah.
You know what I
He
mean?
spent the last 3 years saving for it.
Exactly.
And now you're
That
like,
instant gratification that you think that, okay, this person achieved overnight, didn't come overnight. That's number one.
No way, bro.
Knowing why you're trying to go after the same things. Because right now, this guy might get a job in one field, office job, cushy job, good pay, right? That might not be your industry.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? So know what you're competing for, know why you're competing for, and then know that at the end of the day, it's not what you achieve, it's the process and who you become. That's what this whole podcast is about, unleashing your potential throughout the journey of life, throughout, like, by D-Day comes, not what you have, because you're going to leave all of that behind.
Yeah, 100%.
Who you are. Yeah.
It's like, you know, when have you ever done this in high school? You sit a test and then something happens and then you got to resit a test. Or if you are kind of like a little sketchy, you don't come the day of the test. You come a few days later and everyone tells you what's on the test. So you're literally going in, redoing all the whole test you did. So you sit there, like, because it happened a few times to me where, like, I'm sitting there, I was like, I just did this test.
Yeah.
Or I know all the answers.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there going, I'm just filling it in again.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what it is when you learn in the process. When you see some people, like, they'll lose money.
Yeah.
Some people will, like, have a business, they'll lose a lot of money. And then they'll go, oh, okay, cool. It's going to take me a few more months to save this much up. And then I'll be able to get back.
Exactly. There was a saying from one of the guys. It's not how much money you make. It's about having the mindset to make that money again.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes. You know what I mean? So again, with the process.
Just think about it. You win the lotto, you lose all your money. What's the chances you're going to win the lotto again? It's way worse than winning it the first time because of the chances of it happening. Yeah. You work, you put in that money, the time and everything. You learn all the lessons. You lose the money. Maybe you risk the money or whatever it is. You lose it. Something happens. Now you've already have that work ethic, understanding of the industry and all this sort of stuff. Now it's kind of like, okay, cool. It's going to be a lot easier and smoother to do it
Exactly.
Well, I see, bro. Live your life in your own lane, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm looking at the other lane and I'm racing.
Competitiveness,
I'm
for me,
a bit
honestly,
stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
honestly,
I'm a bit in
Don't
between.
run over the guy next to you to beat
for me,
him.
competitiveness, like, because we're human beings, bro. You can't say you're not going to get jealous. You're not going to... That's part of human nature, bro.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
it is what
controlling
we're
it
talking about.
is not easy, bro.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, man. Let's be honest, bro. It's not
never
easy.
easy.
You got to be like straight up honest. Let's be easy. Straight cut. So, like, for me, I try to live... I can't give advice for people to where they live their life, but the way I see it, I live my life in my own lane, brother.
Yeah.
I've got my goals I want to reach.
Yeah.
I'll reach them at the time when I reach them. You know what I'm saying? Because look at me, man. You can look at my physical attributes. You can look at his physical attributes. He say he's he can run faster than me, right?
Yeah.
So he'll get to his goal a lot faster.
Yeah.
And then we're both competing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm a lot heavier than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still saying, how the hell did he get there faster? Like, bro, that's the human mentality, bro.
That's
the
what we're
human
talking about
mentality,
right
bro.
now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, just live
No,
your
but see,
lane,
right
bro.
But
now...
I would rather
see,
go,
right now-
what are you doing to be that fast?
No, but see, right now, like, what you... The example you use
You can
is
never
perfect.
compare yourself to anyone, bro.
No, but that's what we're saying.
Never.
We're not comparing.
Yeah.
Competing in certain things.
Yeah.
Right now, for example, I started a business.
But what happens when you compete? What's after competing?
Then you learn
Then
your
you're
lesson.
comparing. You're like, how come we got it?
No, you're comparing yourself.
Bro, that's human nature, bro. You can't.
You can,
No,
but you don't take it too
but that's the
hard.
lesson we're trying to teach ourselves.
Don't take it too hard.
Once you get to whatever finish line of that competition or whatever it is, like, it doesn't have to be a short-term goal. It can just be, like, for example, right now, you're a lot better than me in Deen, for example. Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to the mosque 5 times a day, whatnot. I try to make, say, for example, we live in the same area. You're at the mosque Friday, Fajr prayer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might not be able to make it every day, but I tell myself, hey, I'll try and cross as many days at Fajr with Umar as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a long-term thing. So then later on, I get to the stage where I'm going, with or without you, I'm going to Fajr prayer every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That sort of competition. Not necessarily, hey, this person, like, not materialistic or minor things. Better things. You know what I mean? Like, if you're better than me, like, for example, you're a person that, I don't know, what can I say? Good with charity. Right? You might give $100 a week.
Yeah.
But I'll tell myself, okay, for every $100 he gives, I can afford to give $10. But I won't miss that $10. You know what I mean?
Or not even that. It can be you give a certain amount. No, okay, so Elmi gives this much. You don't have to compete with that because I might not make as much money as you. I go, okay, cool.
But the fact that
but
you're
I
giving,
can say I might have more time than you.
Yeah, that's a good
So
point,
Elmi
yeah,
might
that's
be
a good
giving
point,
more and has more money, but since I have more time, I'll actually go myself and do more.
I see where you guys come from,
compete
yeah. I
that
see where
way.
you guys come from,
When
yeah.
the second your competition becomes about the other person himself,
Yeah.
you lose.
Yeah.
The second you
the
go,
minute
him,
you think Elmi does this, why can't I do it? No, Elmi does this. It's a good thing that I like that works with my plan.
Yeah.
Let me try and also make it a consistent thing.
Yeah.
That is what we're talking about. And then that builds the process for you to, like, right now, you might move cities. But because I started that competition, hey, for every Fajr prayer he makes, I don't want to miss. Life takes us different places. But I've built that. It becomes my habit of my life. I'm going to get up for Fajr every day.
But what I'm saying...
No.
But what I'm saying, let's be real here. Let's be realistic, brother.
Okay.
Everyone doesn't think like that.
No,
Not everybody, but that's what we're discussing.
and that's
You know
why
what I'm
I
saying?
said you need to know who you're competing with.
Exactly,
Because
yeah.
I know me and you,
And what you're competing
we
for.
can step on that
But
basket.
the thing is, let's be realistic again. I don't know what everyone thinks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's why
100%.
that's where the first thing that came
Yeah.
up with, which is the problem that I see in society.
Yeah.
Because I know me and Elmi play basketball and we got cutthroat. At the end of the day, we're walking away getting some frozen yogurt and we're chilling. You know what I mean? But there's certain people I can't do that with. But I know I can do that with Elmi. Why? Because I've been there. Right? And so there's that
trial and
competing
error has
part,
happened.
But the trial and error. So the problem with
But
people nowadays,
because he knows me.
Yeah.
because I've
He knows
been
some of the other boys.
there's no way.
There's no way they're not gonna have.
They'll
They're not
cry.
gonna go out and have the go get
Over a
ice
basketball
cream.
match.
Nah,
cry, man.
because me,
Over
I
a
know myself.
basketball
No,
match.
I know myself. I know myself. I live my life in my own lane, brother. I'm not perfect, brother. I live my life. I said, "Jabbar, with me today. That's all good.
I'll get him tomorrow.
I can take the L.
Yeah.
I know how to take the L.
There's guys
but
that
there's,
after
bro,
basketball-
but there's some brothers that don't know how to bite the bullet, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not joking.
That's exactly what we're talking about here.
No, but my whole point is because I understand where both of you guys are
And that's my
coming
point.
I understand where
In
you're coming
life,
from.
some people can bite the bullet, like Abdi Jabbar said. Some people can't bite the bullet.
Yeah.
bro.
I understand, but
what I'm
here's the thing. I never want people. Like if I met you for the first time, it should be cool that we can battle it out. I should be able to know where your line is by finding it. Obviously, let's not get disrespect versus competing.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I'll never disrespect you.
Yeah.
But if I'm competing with you nowadays, you can't even compete to that level.
Yeah, it's
Like
tough,
at all. People, regardless of winning or losing, just being in that position of like intense competition scares so many people these days.
Because again, like you said, that whole crossing the line of disrespect versus competition.
I don't
is
think
blurred.
it is, I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's the disrespect part. I think it's the fact that if you're doing the most, and like because obviously when you're competing with someone at high levels, you're at the same level.
Yeah.
If I'm way better than you, we're not competing
exactly.
But if we're kind of at that same level and we're pushing it at the utmost, they know that this is the best that I can perform.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the fact that their best won't be good enough is what they never
wanna see.
I've seen people where I come on, they're warmed up, I'm icing, I'm shooting around. Obviously, they're like, oh, quick little game. Nah, it's for fun. Okay, cool. We'll warm up. We'll play another game afterwards. They'll win that game barely. I'm warmed up. I'm like, okay, cool. Now let's get this ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's increase the score.
Yeah.
And they straight away go, no,
Yeah.
not happening. What do you mean? Like you would
Because their best just
because
barely
their
beat-
best just be, and then they're like, no way, that's not happening. With me, it's kind of like if I see someone that's slightly better than me, I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I'm like, I might lose, but there's that 1 out of 10 I'll win, and that's where you know.
And even
when
if you
lie.
do lose, you've picked up things, you've learned things.
You learn things, and some people aren't like that. Like, but that's what I mean. Like with your kids. So obviously, when you're adults, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But with your kids, compete. Please compete. Like that's. Lion cubs fight, like bite each other and fight. That's how they learn to hunt.
Yeah.
Kids need to compete.
Yeah.
They need sports. They need whatever. Like, everything's competition. Video games are competition. Schools competition.
Yeah.
When they're sitting there trying to solve a math equation, that's competition for them. Problem solving. Like if you want them to be good in life, they need to be able to solve problems, handle themselves, understand situations, and competing does that.
Competition does
does
that. And it pushes them as well. Brings like some of that hidden potential out.
Yeah, and on top of that, that's learning lessons.
Yeah.
We talk about crossing that line. If I'm a kid and me and Elmi are playing, and then I cross that line and Elmi's upset, I'm a kid, I might not understand it. But you as a parent can easily teach a lesson at that point. Look, that's that. Learn from that.
There you go. There you go. That sums it up really nicely for us, man.
100%, bro.
Would you like to add anything, or I think that sums it up perfectly
That
for
sums
us.
it up perfectly. I've got nothing to say, man.
Nah, beautiful.
Alhamdulillah, bro.
I still disagree with you on your point, but
What? My point.
Finally
Nah,
catch
I'm
me
kidding.
outside, man.
you live in your own lane, man. Don't worry about what I'm thinking. But on that note, man, I think we'll wrap it up for today.
Just think of that lane. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
You need to take an exit. You're driving. The person in front of you is driving way too slow. So you go to overtake. They see you coming past, so they speed up.
Oh.
I don't compete, but they compete. That's
Road
what
rage.
Elmi. That's Elmi.
That's
I don't
Elmi right
compete,
there.
but when you start passing him,
I've got another story for you. Yesterday, man, I was in the right lane, and then this guy was obviously doing below the speed limit. And this
right
guy,
lane's
this
the
guy
fast
was in
lane
the
for
left
us.
lane,
Yeah.
yeah, and he was doing the same speed limit, and there was a massive gap.
Yeah. So you try to take him.
So I tried to take him. I put my turning signal on. Give it a couple of seconds. Let me go in.
Yeah. He started speeding up.
Started speeding up, bro. Then
I already know
I
what's
slowly
coming.
went in. Beep. Then he high beamed me, so I went back. Then I just looked at him, and bro, he gave me the finger, man. He actually gave me the finger. I wasn't I literally came in the lane. I realized coming, then I turned back.
Yeah.
He gave me the finger.
What'd you do?
What did I do?
Can we show it on the podcast?
No,
You went in front of him.
I didn't do
Stopped
anything.
the car.
I didn't do anything. Like if I was competing.
No, that's not competing.
Nah. The way I see it, like
You put two
the way I
fingers up.
see it, this person thinks he's better than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could have done.
I could have done a lot of things, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I said, you know what? I'm not gonna compete. With this
Live in
guy.
your own lane.
Live
I think
in my own lane, my brother.
that's obvious.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Motto: live in your own lane.
Live your life in your own lane,
Nah,
bro.
but I think on that note, we'll wrap it up
wrap
for
it
today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you guys next week.
Peace.